Hello, Mr. Wilson. How are you? Who's Baba? Mr. Wilson. Well, yeah. Good night. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hello, Miss Peggy. 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒕. Hi, everyone. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think we're on LinkedIn tonight as well. Hey, LinkedIn people. I don't know if anybody watches us there, but I've been waiting. Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hi, everyone. Welcome in 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒕. Come on in, come on in, say hello, come on in, say hello. Your YouTube as well. I hear YouTube is much, it's much crisper and hello, Miss Alexander. But work was fine, Miss Peggy. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Work was fine. Welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space and social platforms. Safest space to celebrate wins and ask questions about new policies. And on immigration with always good to celebrate. We celebrated with Mr. A. Yeah, Mr. A this week with his green card. And two of my VAR clients got their work permits and much needed. Yeah, it is. The YouTube, listen. Here's what it is. Hello, Miss Albina. How are you? Thank you for the referral yesterday. Yes, please share, like, follow, subscribe. What did they do on LinkedIn? Follow? I don't know. Whatever it is that you're supposed to do on LinkedIn. Yeah. And please, can we start? Yeah, congratulations to everyone. Can we please start by saying, I think Tuesday I was frustrated. I'm sure you guys noticed because it takes a lot to go through questions when someone has the same question 15 different times. So I'm trying to see who else has a question, but then you've got your question there 15 different times. It's aggravating and it's selfish. So please, just if you're just joining us for the first time, let me just put this out there. I try to get questions, as many questions as possible, but we do that at the end of after we're done talking about what we want to discuss for the evening. So please do not repeat questions. Don't repeat the question, please. I'm 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂💏, because it makes it a lot easier to just see everyone's question and go through it and give everyone a chance to at least have their questions answered. Because when you repeat questions in between, hitting in all of your 15 different questions, the same question is 15 different times, there's someone else's question there that I'm going to miss. And that's not fair to that person, because I'm just assuming that because you've been, you have it 15 times, it's going to be the same thing. So let's just try to work together and do that. If I go down on my knees, I'm not sure I can. We'll help you back up. We can't let the younglings, you can't let them, Miss Sanctuary, Miss Abena, and all of them. No, we're in our 40s or 50s. Doesn't mean, I was going to say cuss word, doesn't mean anything. Gotta show them. And gotta keep the knees going, because if we can't sit, I don't sit still. So I'll give my 14-year-old a run for his money when it comes to this, but knock on wood. Knock on wood again. So, but anyway, hi everyone. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, but representing immigration clients in all states. When Alaska go, yes, that's okay. We can represent you. Our contact information is 334-341. Y'all going down your knees. I hope you know about the kids not made in America. Just, I'm telling you, Miss Edna Sanctuary, her lines, I think Miss Abena and Financial will agree. Your lines are just the life, the fire. It's like you can't see it coming. Well, anyway, 334-341-4475, @olalealawfirm.com, info@olalealawfirm.com. I'm telling you, right, Mr. Ben, her lines are just out of this world. How she comes up with them, I don't know. It's just wonderful. But anyway, so we will be glad and privileged and honored to represent you in immigration cases. I usually start every case with a proper paid consultation. This is my version of free consults. We also did free consult last weekend. I still have one consult to give away. It's not going to be in the weekend because I'm not giving up my Saturday again now. It wasn't bad, but no, I'm not doing it. But anyway, once again, if you need to reach us, 334-341-4475, text on WhatsApp, the same number. Call us. We'll be glad to discuss your case with you. So 334-341-4475. I am Joseph King. Miss Ellen Sanctuary actually has it on Instagram. There you go. I knew she was gonna do that. But anyway, what we're talking about tonight, people. Let's talk. Let's spice things up tonight. Let's talk reality TV show. Y'all already, everybody watches 90 Day Fiance. Y'all already know. I mean, it's immigration stuff. It's immigration based, so it's still in line of what we want to talk about. But specifically, so what we're talking about tonight: divorce or annulment. Choose wisely. That's the topic. Divorce. Hold on 1 second. TJ. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Then I heard you come in. Just wanted to make sure that you were the one in. Hey, baby. How was school? You got your shirt? Come say hello to everybody. Look at my handsome kiddo. Mr. Banner, he's feeling much better now. You know the aboniki, that yellow stuff I've been using it last week? Huh? The yellow stuff, the one you said it was on fire yesterday. Did it not make you feel better the whole week?
Yeah. Okay. And I took some medicine.
But in addition to that, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Where's the other shirt?
It's in the other bag.
Okay, let me have it. Anyway, school was fine. It's just he has been with his dad all day. So we co-parent really well. We co-parent really, really well. Thursdays, I'm able to, Thursdays, I just have to drop him off and his dad's got him the rest of the day. So, yeah. And yesterday, he was saying yesterday that he was his back because I lathered it on his back. Like, you're going to sleep well tonight, boy, because I need to sleep too. But that made me feel, no, they had, Tia, what the heck did you guys have in school today? Football game, JV football game. So some of his buddies play on the team. So he went to watch the game and cheer them up and all that. Yeah. So, oh no, it's not that serious. And then his dad already got him and then took him back for the game and then not dropped him back home here. But anyway, divorce or annulment, choose wisely. Why do I say that? So y'all already know. Let me know what you think. I think we put up a post earlier on. Unless you've been living under a rock, we already know that we've watched 90 Day Fiance. We've watched the saga going on between Michael and Angela, right? That's what this topic is about. So I don't really do reality TV shows, but 90 Day Fiance is something like I I need to buy shares in that show. I maybe because it has to do with immigration. I just love it. Seeing people and going through paperwork and all that. I love it. Divorce or annulment. So, following their story, it looks like what it doesn't look like. Angela already now filed for annulment from Michael, right? She filed annulment from Michael. And why did she do that? Let's talk about that. So, if you come into United States, I'm invested in 90 Day Fiance, I'm telling you. it's on my phone. I got TLC on my phone, like we're missing it. But this just got me interested. And someone actually, texted us and was like, hey, I want to know Cecilia's take on this whole Michael and Angela saga. So here's what we want to talk about this, and let's spice things up a bit. And this is something that also affects some of my clients, actually. and how I've been able to advise them on what to do, right? So this guy got married. Well, they first started out with a fiancé visa. That got denied. She did not have to get married in Nigeria. She filed a spousal visa petition for him. They had been on it for the last 7 years. Finally, God decided to show Michael some favor, and he got his immigrant visa, came to the United States. I want to say, what was it, last year? I think. I don't know. It's not that invested, but sometime last year, I think, was some December. And not long after that, he had to run away from the Florida residence because allegedly because of abuse. We got to use allegedly because it's still something ongoing. There's nothing proven. So based on that, his estranged wife has now filed for divorce, for annulment in the state of Georgia. Why does this matter, and how is that? What is the impact on that, on a potential impact on that on a green card? Here's where, and this can this is one thing I had to advise a client of mine. So my client in this, one of my clients, but this particular case, Mr. I, his initial starts with I, came in, got married within the 90 days. So in his case, he actually came in on the K1 visa, got married within 90 days, but was now subject to abuse. And the spouse refused to submit an I-864 for him so he could get his green card. So we ended up not filing a VAWA case. Once he moved out of the house, moved on with his life, my client's now ex-wife filed for annulment against him because she wanted to make sure that she got. So the whole thing of, can a spouse is, first of all, when a spouse files for you, is the green card that you're given, or the immigrant visa you're given, does it belong to the spouse or does it belong to the immigrant? Short answer is, it is your green card. It is your immigrant visa. When you come into the United States with an immigrant visa, you pay your application fee, they send you your green card. That's your document. That's your visa. That's your permanent residency legal document. Because it's a petitioning spouse cannot now, because of petitioning spouse cannot go to USCIS and tell USCIS, hey, I want my visa back, or I want to rescind my petition. It's too late for that at that point. Once you've been given the green card, there's nothing they can do other than now make a claim that you used that the immigrants used them for green card, or allegedly used them for a green card. The reason why a petitioning spouse will do that is the way they can actually now have any evidence or a way to get that proven, quote unquote, is to now dissolve that relationship. And rather than opt for a divorce, that petitioning spouse is going to opt for an annulment. Why? Because if they get divorced from you, that's the end of the relationship. Everybody goes their way. End of story. You mind your business. I mind my business, and that's it. You'll go. The immigrant gets to keep their green card. And in Michael's case, they've been married more than 2 years. So he already has a 10-year green card. So he's not looking to remove conditions about anything. He's just waiting to become a citizen 5 years from when he got his green card, even in a better situation. But if the petitioning spouse files for divorce, then everybody is fine. Just leave it as is, where, the marriage didn't work out. That's good. If they file for annulment, on the other hand, and the court grants them an annulment, guess what that means? That means that, and annulment, each state has grounds for annulment. Because annulment, the purpose of someone filing for annulment is them saying that the marriage itself should be declared null and void, meaning declared that the marriage never existed. Why? Because it was fraudulently entered into, because I was unduly influenced, or because I found out my spouse is impotent, because, we're related by blood. It's got to be one of the grounds in your state of residency. And if you're able to get a marriage annulled, And if that relationship, which you need a qualifying relationship for in an immigrant marriage-based petition, if the qualifying relationship is now declared null and void by a court, that means that there was no basis for that immigrant to get the green card to start with. And for someone like Michael, who is still within the 5-year period of USCIS's rights to revoke and rescind your green card status, that's why she's doing that now. She's doing an annulment rather than a divorce, because an annulment, if she wins an annulment, it makes the marriage invalid. There was no qualifying relationship, and that means that green card has no basis to stand. And then she can go back to USCIS or send them a notice and say, hey, I want an annulment in court. That means there was no marriage to start with, so this guy's green card should be rescinded. And legally, USCIS will have to do that, especially because it is still within the 5-year period that it can rescind your green card. Here's the takeaway for anyone else in this situation. No matter what it takes, hear me loud and clear. Never, never. I don't care the attorney you have. If you hire an attorney, you are an immigrant. You've got whether it's a 2-year green card, definitely you already knew that's less than 5 years, right? If you got a 10-year green card and it hasn't been 5 years since you had it, I don't care how good that attorney is. Never allow an attorney to convince you to agree to an annulment. If you agree to an annulment, you are basically saying that marriage never existed. And one of the things that you need in order to get a marriage-based green card is to have a qualifying relationship. Without a qualifying relationship, you do not have a right to keep that green card. So in this case, God, and apart from the fact that he's Nigerian, so you already know that the fact that he's a Nigerian man, we've all seen what he's been through. I mean, I feel like Michael USCIS should give him like 5 more green cards. Just, you get, like, Michael, here you go, 5 green cards to give to anybody you so choose. Who disagrees? Come on now. We're all looking from the outside in, granted, right? But like, yes, like I think it's a cultural thing. It's very painful. I was watching, like I said, I'm invested in this 90-day fiance, and I don't know. I was watching the tell-all, right, last week, because I don't usually watch it. My life is just too busy, so I always have to. I have Xfinity, so I watch it on demand. But I finally got caught up with it, and I could not believe how this man was treated. Because as an African man, I take it very, very personal on his behalf, because I don't care what it is that the person has done. You do not treat someone the way he has been publicly treated. Like, I'll give an example. I'm divorced from my ex-husband, right? We've got 2 kids. And in our divorce settlement, it says that if we cannot agree on anything, I actually get to make the final decision. Y'all don't question, just leave that alone. But in reality, even though I am in my own home, he's in his own home, we've got 2 kids. I don't ever make a decision about my kids without consulting with him. I don't have to, but because I cannot because we're divorced, doesn't mean I do away with my tradition. Doesn't mean that he is not the father anymore, and doesn't change his position. Because the way that I treat him, my kids see that. And I'm sowing into their lives as well. So that when they become, God willing, they keep their marriage another, but whoever they marry reverences them as the head. So we're not in the same household, but if something happens, they tell me from school, whatever, he's gonna know. Like, sometimes I get really, because he would ask me something, like, they sent him the same message, why didn't you read your email? So he's comfortable because he knows I'm going to give him that information. But guess what? He is
he's not the head of my household, but he's still the head of the family, quote unquote. Because our culture is just what it is. You can't emasculate a man for 7 years and think he's not going to run away. I mean, because when I heard that, like, he left, like, yes. And I was like, okay, I hope he gets two things: a very good family law attorney and an excellent immigration attorney. That's it. Yeah, because, that's what he needs. So if you are in the position where because listen, this has, like, allegedly has VAWA original. If he came in on a K1 visa and he got married and she refused to help him, easy VAWA case. Easy, like, how much evidence do you need? You already have the evidence recorded for you in the 7 years. They won't even have to waste their time. Like, there you go. Like, bah. But the good thing is he's got a 10-year green card. So the main thing is, and if you're in that situation, never, ever, as an immigrant with a green card, agree to an annulment. That means that your qualifying relationship never existed. And if your green card is less than 5 years, that means that USCIS can actually come and issue your notice to rescind your green card. So anyone you know that's going to benefit from this information, please share with them. We pray that we're rooting for Michael. Whatever happened, we will see what happens. But allegedly, he's claiming that he was abused. Allegedly. I just really hope and pray that I wish he was in Alabama. I'm telling you, I wish he was in Alabama, where I would even offer my services to represent him in the annulment case for free. Because this is the kind of thing that I live for. Because y'all need to see me in court. I will drag you literally, like, but I'm sure he's in good hands. So if you're in the same situation, and that's why I actually had a client that before she consulted with me, she lives in New Jersey, Missy. Before she consulted with me, her marriage was so bad that she didn't have a lawyer, she didn't have money to hire a lawyer, so she went to court, got the marriage dissolved. And so she came to us. We started a VAWA case for her. And I always do a final review of my cases. Before we send anything out, I always tell my clients the longest wait or the longest delay for your case is at my desk, because it's not going out until I review it. I just, I have a great staff. But for me, I feel more comfortable doing that. So when I was reviewing her case and we're about to send it out, I reviewed the marriage dissolution paper, and I saw that it was a grant of annulment. What? I was like, why would you agree to an annulment? She just went to court, you filled out some papers, and she thought, that she didn't know the difference. So we obviously had to put a pause on that. Got her a family law attorney in New Jersey, explained to them that we needed to go back to court, explained to the court that she had no clue what she was doing, file a motion to set aside that annulment order. And then, it took a while, but it was worth it. So God willing, we're able to do that. And then the attorney helped her to file a divorce. And when we now finally got the annulment set aside, while the divorce was going, we now started the VAWA case, because that we wouldn't have had any basis. So that's all she wrote, people. That's my take on that. Never, ever settle for annulment. This is why you should never do that as an immigrant with a green card. So there you go. That's all she wrote. All righty. Let's go to questions. Okay, let's see. Good evening, Mr. Davis. How are you? Hello, Adeomi. Hello, Miss Athena. And yes, if you just joined us for the hello, Miss Gira, I go live, or we, all of us collectively, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Alabama Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Anywhere else, UTC, GMT, I don't know. Just figure it out. But yeah, and please follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. We would appreciate that very, very much. Okay, let's go to TikTok. All right. Can you go to BIA questions or answers to your questions, general information, nothing specific to your case? And man, yes, it's not only this is immigration law. No, because I would. You may have a video, but the video is going to show that she said, "Don't." That's not advice for your own case. So, can you go to BIA if you've been ordered deported, but all grounds have been fixed and past 90-day limit? You will have to consult with a lawyer because there are some exceptions. Depending on your basis for filing an appeal. So it's not a yes or no question answer to your question. I'm waiting for the Yoruba. I agree 100%. He don't suffer too much. Kilode, even if at the end of the day they need to give him like 10 green cards so he can choose who. It's like there's got to be compensation for that amount of suffering. I'm not saying he's perfect. Like he's the Yoruba man. Hey, y'all Yoruba men are going to come for me. That's okay. I was married to one. Y'all are not. Y'all not angels. We already know. I was married to one, so you're not angels. But he's somebody's son. He's somebody's brother. He's going to be somebody's father one day. Could let you know. And then let me not say what I was going to say. Because that's his choice, the wife he chose. So let me just leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone because it's not going to come out good in any way. My lawyer with a positive swag. Thank you. Okay, this person, Ray Thomas, you asked the BIA question. Again, please help me. Do not repeat questions. This is I don't know how many times I'm going to come to a question. Don't repeat question. I go through it. Okay. But I've answered the question though, so it's okay. Please do not repeat questions. Please. Ray Thomas, you just okay. She Stephen Boyd. I was like, who knows that? He says, Steve Boyd says she isn't lying about getting worked up in court. 10 foot tall and bulletproof. So Steve Boyd, Steve, you need to come back. We got DHR cases to deal with, like 2 new cases. Anyway, Steve Boyd is my partner in crime. I call him my work husband. So because we do criminal defense together, so he knows. He knows. So don't play with me in court. All 5 foot tall, but you would think she's taller than that. I ain't playing. Okay. Hello, Miss Delia. How are you? Okay, let's see. Ray Thomas, you fill the whole comment section with the same question. I'm scrolling through and it's the same question throughout. Yeah, Jibba boy. We can laugh about it because I see, I have, obviously I have TikTok, so he comes across my feed and just to see how happy he is and not miserable. It's good to see him smile. It's good to see him around people who actually want him. I think one of the things he had said in one of his confessionals was that one of the reasons why he was uncomfortable there was he could not even cook Nigerian food. And y'all don't even know how many times I hear that over and over and over, like the food smells. Yes, our food has got some kind of smell. But guess what? You knew that before you got with us. What did you think was going to smell like? Roses? And it's some, if not the best tasting food in the entire world, Nigerian food. I can't even imagine somebody telling me in the house that I live in not to cook my Nigerian food. Like you will be the one to leave. It's not happening. Because 22 years in the United States, I still don't get American food. So I'll be damned if somebody tells I can't eat my Nigerian. It's not going to happen. Yeah, so It's something, but we are happy for him. All right. Was married in 1997. Marriage was seriously abusive. Sorry to hear that. Don't have any documentation about the abuse. So what is your question? Wally, what's your question? Before I move on to Instagram. 1997. That's been a while. Okay, I'll make sure the news. What's the question? I'm waiting for you to. Hello, Queen. How are you? Okay, I guess I'll wait to. You have since divorced. Can you still file for vow? When did you get divorced? When was the divorce? If your divorce was more than 2 years ago, then the short answer to that is no, you cannot. So because if you were married in 1997, so I'm assuming it was more than 2 years ago. A month ago, okay. So a month ago was when it was final. If that's the case, then you may still be able to do it. How long you've been separated doesn't have anything to do with you. What matters is that if you are divorced, that you file for vow within 2 years of a divorce. So if you just got divorced last month, then you need to sit down with the lawyer to see if as long not having documentation, but recollection of things, people that you talk to, the reason why you separated, things like that are things that you have to consider. So was final last month. Okay. So talk to a lawyer and see and be able to get your case evaluated. Definitely so definitely you're going to need that. But the first step is you're not. Good news is you're still within the 2-year period. So sit down with the lawyer to figure out if everything that you can meet every other requirement of a VAR case. If you're separated and have already filed for I-751 and N400, does that affect your citizenship? You can be separated and file. If you file based on 3 years marital union, and you're separated, there's no longer a marital union. So you may have to withdraw your N400. And people will say, hey, how will USCIS know? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And you don't even want a situation where you risk then finding that you like good moral character because you weren't truthful, and then you now have to be subject to waiting another 5 years before you can file for citizenship. So it's best to just wait the additional 2 years and be done with it. Yeah. You got the decree what has burn. So just talk to a lawyer. Wally, I'm not going to see your last name. So talk to a lawyer and then you figure out if you qualify for that. Okay. So you dancing earlier, did good. I love dancing. People don't know that about me. I dance a lot. You should see. Sometimes I feel like recording it, but I probably dance every day. I don't see somewhere. I love dancing. Y'all don't even know. Like back in college, back in university. Thank God for Jesus. Let's just put it that way. Thank God for Jesus, because there was probably, and I don't think there was any club, and those who went to college with me will tell you, any of the social clubs. My older brother was the chief one time of Humphreys in the University of Illinois. Then there was Quests. I think there was Cavaliers. 4 clubs, yeah. Y'all, there was no party they had that I didn't get invited to. I hope my kid is not watching. It's probably watching. But let's just say thank God for Jesus. Thank God for. TJ, did you just break my remote there? Thank God for Jesus. So, thank God for. Let's just thank God for Jesus, because this month barely lasted 5 minutes. I'm telling you. Those of us born in August, we're not surprised because the month just ran like us. We're everywhere. Hello, Miss Mazala. How are you?
Thank you, Miss Ernest Sanctuary. She says some ground rules. We respect each other. No negative comments, language, or insults. Please don't repeat your questions and put your questions in the comment section rather than comment box. Thank you. Please share the live. Please do not repeat questions. Thank you, Alan Gall. But we'll get there someday. We'll get there where we're all. Let me go now on your. Well, it's easy. I mean, y'all knees can go down. Like, you better not be less than 40 and you have knee issue. But I'm gonna call you out. I told you she has the best lines. Oh Lord, you're Mr. Betty says Mr. Betty, you're on your own. As long as health insurance doesn't cover us. Paparazzi says if I go down my knee, I'm not sure I can come back up. You'll be fine. I'll pull you back up. Hello, I'm Salami. How are you? What's your location? And Joseph King, we are based in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all states. Can't see. I love your earrings. I got it at got them TJ Maxx. Oh wow. Durasmi. Okay. Thank you for joining us from Indiana, Durasmi. Thank you. Thank you. Someone is also joining from Panama. That is awesome. Thank you. What's my probability of my lock in NIW as I have no publication yet and I'll be graduating master's this December? Your probability is the first step of knowing your probability, sitting down with the lawyer to evaluate your credentials and what you have so far. Okay. Haven't been fully read snippets for Instagram. No, 90 Day Fiance. I can tell you what happened with that. Now I know they have like different spin-offs, but I don't do the spin-offs. I do the main thing because I think just because I've been following the Michael case, I just wanted to. The day I watched the episode where he was actually approved, you would have thought it was my brother's approval because it was like, finally, yeah. And obviously, I knew I was going to get a 10-year green card, so that was great. Okay, let's see. It's how he says appreciate. Now, Mr. Banner, he doesn't say A. He doesn't put the A there. That's I call him my swagging swag. That's my swagging baby. The boy has swag. I ain't gonna lie. He doesn't put A. No, that's too much English. He doesn't. The first AP is out. You start from the second P. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So that's too much English. That's too much English. Okay, let's see. Hello, Miss Sophia. How are you? Yeah, Michael deserves it. He absolutely does. Ms. Mazala says he has suffered in the hands of misandry. You even put Miss before the fear of Angela. The fear of Angela. Even other couples are scared. Imagine if other people that were around her were scared. Imagine living under the same roof. I mean, he tried. He tried. That woman is god awful. If you're emotionally abused, just watch. It's like that's a good way of you watch it, you're like, what? I mean, there was one episode I watched, I think they went to a restaurant and I told you that particular series. They went to a restaurant. Oh, she took him to a restaurant and she thought he spat on the wall of the French restaurant or something. Well, you know how I think we've all done it, where you've got something stuck in your mouth or in your teeth or something, and it's not spit, it's not food, maybe like a speck of something. You just look for I'm not saying it's right, but maybe he could have done it in a napkin or something. But keep in mind, this guy is just coming from Nigeria. If you ever have been outside, so I went to University of Ilorin. I remember I've been bougie for a while because I can get down, but sometimes I got my bougie ways. So I remember
before I met my ex-husband, I went to learn together. He was in med school. I had never gone to, like, they had this on the side bukas and all that. I'd never gone to one, in all honesty. So when I started dating my ex-husband is when we went to one together, crossed the gutter and get inside. When I tell you, those places had some of the best food you ever taste on the side of the road, kind of buka canteens and all. But some of them would have, I remember one we went that was like open, it was just benches and all that was open. So you could literally see the ground. So in that kind of situation, you're used to an environment where you're not spitting, but something is stuck in your teeth, you're going to spit it out, right? So I think that's what makes sense to me. That was his thinking. And he had done it for so long in Nigeria, it was just reflex for him. You would have thought the guy spat in everybody's food. The way she came on and like, green card, but he endured. That's why USCI should give him his own office in USCI's office, like Michael Elisomi section. Yeah. It's serious business. So he's fighting for his, not life, but he's fighting for it because he's waited this long to get here. The last thing that anyone should make a mistake of representing is to make sure that not on anyone's watch should he sign anything about annulment. I don't even see what the ground is that he used you for a green card. How? We've all seen what happened. Unless something happened that we are not aware of, but it's been documented for him. Like he's like he has his case laid out. Even the judge on the case must have seen it. So I wish he knows you're trusted. Yeah. We'll subpoena you, we'll subpoena TLC for all the recordings and even the unreleased, because I'm sure there will be some unreleased videos that they would themselves would have thought was going to be borderline abuse and alleged abuse that they won't have heard. We will subpoena all of that because I know for sure we'll get something. So the case will prove itself. And now what do you want to do? Now, if you just gingerly give the guy divorce, he will be on his way. But you want to make it even harder? Okay. Let's rock it out. That's okay. Or 7 green cards, 1 for each year. Where do I get a template to withdraw my marriage case from immigration? I don't know. If you go on Google, see if you can get one there. Okay. How long does EB3 take? You can get an I-140 petition itself approved within 45 days or adjudicated in 45 days if you pay premium processing. But then once that is approved, you have to wait for the priority date to become current. That will determine how long it's going to take altogether. Okay, let's see. If you were a derivative on an asylum seeker and you apply for U visa because the asylum seeker abused you, are they at risk to get their asylum denied or get deported? I cannot speculate to that, but one of the things about asylum is you couldn't have also been someone who persecuted somebody else. So they definitely would have to discuss that with the lawyer. Obviously, if you're talking of U visa, then there's going to be an investigation that was already done. So potentially it may, but that's something that they would have to discuss with your lawyer. Not giving the space in their office. I'm telling you, listen. How long does VAWA take before they approve it? 200 years. It's taking forever. I haven't checked it this week because it's like, what am I checking it for? But the VAWA petition itself is going to take about 40 months average before they even get to your green card application.
Um, hello, Danicious Rogers. How are you? Hello, Mr. Tola. How are you doing? Okay. That's how long it's taking, in my opinion. Let's see. Any more questions? I think we got to see when we don't have questions repeated. It's a lot easier to just go through the. Hi, are you in Houston, Texas? No, I'm based in Alabama, but we represent half of my clients are probably residents of Texas because immigration is federal practice. Okay, let's see. Okay. Miss Edna Sanctuary, what was it you said the other day? You talked about patience. Patience will go a long way. What form to file for a child after dad becomes citizen through the child United States already? Talk to a lawyer about that. I don't talk about forms. Give your ideas of forms to fill. That's a liability for me. Even in the free, especially in the free forum like this. Let's see. Can you file for marriage-based green card even after order deported in 2013 with aggravated felonies? Your spouse can still file an I-130 for you. The issue you're going to probably have is being able to adjust status. Two things. You've already been ordered removed. So if your basis of removal was where the charges aggravated felonies, then most likely you probably won't get that reopened. And so if you cannot get that reopened, USCIS cannot adjudicate a new I-485 because you have been ordered removed. So you would have to deal with order remover first before you can get USCIS to do a 485. And getting an order removal, unless there's a case that comes up, a new decision in your state or something that helps you. So in your case, Ray Thomas, once again, just like the other question you asked, you need to sit down with a lawyer. Let's see. Okay, I already answered that. Already answered that. Answer questions about forms. Okay. 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 My I-486, oh, you mean 485, has been approved. Do I still have to attend an interview marriage based? If your I-485 has been approved, there's no need for an interview. That's the green card part. That's the final step. So there is no interview after that. All right. So let's see. I think I got everyone's question. I'm good, Tutu. Thank you for asking. Okay. All right. So I think we got everybody's questions easy. Okay. I filed since February this year, biometrics done, and been waiting for 6 months, not even work permit. It's taking longer. That's within normal processing time. That's not even long at all. Okay. All righty. Oh, okay. HOM events. See, this is what you repeated like 6 times. Still, I'm not going to answer that. So any other question?
When is the right time to file for a divorce? I already have my work authorization from there's no right time to file for divorce. I always say that if you don't really have to, there's no hurry. Just let it be. Get your case approved and move on with that. But if it's something where the abusive spouse is bugging you, then just go ahead and get it done. Okay, I think that's about it. Is it a bad sign if immigration calls you for a second asylum interview? It's not necessarily a bad sign. It just depends on what how the first interview went. The first interview will give you an idea why you're being called in for an interview. Just like a marriage-based case, the first interview will give you an idea if they call you back for a second interview. Then yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. So if you didn't hear anything at all this evening, did I miss something? Did somebody say something they shouldn't have said? Okay. Anyway, so if you're in any similar situation like Michael, let's pray, and jokes apart, that's someone who is an immigrant like all of us are. Pray for him, and that God gives him strength through this. Because imagine having to wait all these years. And like I said, I'm no way saying he's an angel. No, everyone is human. Everyone's got flaws. Raise your hand if you have flaws. Here we go. But everyone also still deserves to be treated like a human. And so keep him in your prayers that God gives him strength through this trying period. And anyone else that is going through that, because it's hard enough to leave the life and your comfort zone in your home country to start all over again in a foreign land. And then the people that are supposed to make it a lot easier or love you through it, they're supposed to love you through it. They make life even much harder for you. And you can tell even when looking at him now, he's at peace, but he still has, some fight ahead of him. So if anyone is in that situation, please hear me loud and clear. Do not ever settle for an annulment, ever. If they agree to a divorce, absolutely. Just like my client, Mr. I was talking about, it took about 7 months, but he lives in a different state than I do, but his divorce lawyer was in constant communication with me. And every single offer they made from the opposing side, he would run it by me and say, hey, how does this look on his immigration case? And I loved that. So it was almost like they knew, he had all the information he needed. He doesn't practice immigration, he practices family law, but he had all the information he needed to be able to effectively represent him to the point of getting him a divorce rather than annulment, which, that he's actually happy. He has a kid with someone else. Life is just good. So make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to. Hello, Mr. Prince. Hello, Mr. Prince. So did I miss something? Anyway, okay. But all in all, August has come. August has been a blessed month. We started this month. I was in one of these. Last week of each month, I look back, not just about for business purposes, but going through, because I have a journal that I keep things, cases that we go through, and I do that for gratitude's sake, to be able to come back and say, God, I thank you for this. I thank you for this person. And going through August is like, wow, especially being my birth month. We're thankful, we're grateful. But even as we go into the last 4 months, the bar months, I always like to call them, September and then October, November, December. Even if January and August, thank you, and through August has come, and on my birthday, I got Miss Avana's expedited request approved. Miss Avana, it's a week to yesterday. send me a reminder on 2 weeks. If we haven't gotten the approval, send me a reminder because I'm going to send him another email. Because if you were going to expedite something, if you're not going to approve it already, like, come on. So I remember waking up that day. I was like, I need a gift from you, God. I need a gift, and God knows, to know her stories, to know that we needed that to happen. So that was just great. That was just a blessing. And I said that to say this: first 8 months have gone in 2024. That's okay. Yes, please do. Please make sure you do, because she's in LA, because he already knows. Well, if you're still waiting and just saying, okay, because we've had cases we filed beginning of the year, they already have their green cards, and we had cases filed last year, they're still waiting, or whatever the case may be in your situation. God does not change. He's still the same God that did it for the other people. So he's still the same God that's going to do it for you. It's just because our stories are different and our journeys are not timed at the same, not timed in the same way. We're going to run our own races according to the timeline that God decides to set it for. We're not going to, it's not going to, there's nothing you can do to change that timeline. It's set. He's already spoken it. What you can do on your end is to accept that his timing is the best. Because for to everything there's a season, and God makes all things beautiful in his time, not the time that suits you. In his time, all things are beautiful. Meaning is the completion is going to benefit you as long as it is according to the timeline that God has destined for it to happen. I don't even want a blessing that is not set for the time God has appointed for it, because it's not going to be a complete blessing. So the same people who have gotten their green cards, that's right, an on-time God. Same people who have gotten their green cards, work permits in 2 months, in 2 days, that's okay. There's no one God has forgotten, because he's going to do it for you, just like he's done for many, many before you, and he's going to do for many more to come after you. So even as we finish this month of August and we step into September, we are going to remember that, as we just synonymous, remember September, October, we will be remembered for each of these months coming through, that by the end of the year we'll come together and we'll be able to give God the praise. And remember, because your blessing will be sweeter when you know you've waited patiently upon him and you haven't lost hope. The Bible says Abraham hoped against hope. Sometimes we have to hope against hope, even when things look like, because I'm there. But then you keep hoping and trusting that he's going to make it way. He made a way for the Israelites when they were faced with the Red Sea, like 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒂𝒏𝒕. But he parted it and they walked through unscathed. It's the same God today, and he's going to remember each and every one of us. I'll see you guys next month. Bye, everybody.